Hey there, are you getting back to Baldurs Gate 3? That's me and that's my trusty boar. I got 6 completely broken builds for you. And this bro, he got some nice steaks for us. So let's enjoy this beautiful pork shoulder and see how much all broken builds is fixed in Baldurs Gate 3 newest patch 7. And we will go through the bunch of builds depending on how early you can get them in the game. And actually idea behind this video is to test out, are they fixed? So for the first build we'll start with Sorcerer, but that's only when you reach level 5 and respec your character. When you just start a new game you want to start as Cleric or Druid, it doesn't matter, because this build will come online insanely early in the game. We're using Sorcerer just to get Constitution proficiency and keep our spell slot progression. For subclass I would go with Storm Sorcery. While Draconic Bloodline is nice for extra hit points, Storm Sorcery will give us ability to fly after we're doing some actions with our spells, and we will do them. And I guess you all know that you can actually level up in this game extremely fast and you don't need to fight a lot of guys. So, since it's kinda level 5 respec, but build comes online at level 4, don't worry that we get no charisma as Sorcerer, we want to have higher wisdom, that's the first stat, and second is Constitution, so we're getting bonus in wisdom and Constitution of course. And last but not least, some Dexterity is really nice and useful for us too. For initiative, and basically that's it. Now basically the build. You're going in with Cleric, with any Cleric, basically with any Cleric, it doesn't matter which domain you choose. Still, probably the best one will be Light Domain, because you will get Warding Flare from level 1, and you will be able to impose disadvantage on attackers, but most of the time you won't be even using this stuff. And Cleric knows all spells, you just need to prepare them, and you want to prepare only one single spell, Sanctuary. So all other spells, depending on what you like, you can go with like any spells. Then you're changing your class to Druid, and again, it can be any Druid, it can be any cantrips, and Druid knows all spells, and you just need to level up until level 3 Druid. On second level, you can pick your subclass, and you can go with any subclass, it doesn't matter. And basically you're waiting for level 3 Druid to unlock level 2 spells, and the spell you're looking for is Moonbeam. Coolest part that you can reach level 4 even without fights. And now you're technically unstoppable in any fight, you don't need any gear and basically you don't need anything. So how it works? Sanctuary is bonus action level 1 spell slot, and you can just cast this stuff on yourself from the start of the fight, and it will cost only bonus action. You will be basically invincible for enemies, they can't attack you, and they can only inflict damage with area spells. That's why you need Sorcerer at level 1 later on in the game to get Constitution proficiency and basically have more chances to resist when they finally hit you. And you want to resist the damage because there is Moonbeam spell, which is concentration spell, and will use action and level 2 spell slot. So that's what we're doing, we're basically casting Moonbeam. And you want to upcast it to the highest spell slot possible, as much as possible of course. And basically what it's achieving is damaging enemies. And the damage is pretty nice, as you can see we just inflicted 21 and 12 damage to 2 of these dudes, but that's not the coolest part. We will concentrate on Moonbeam for 10 turns, so all 10 turns we can just move Moonbeam with another action, and enemies can't hit us, Sanctuary is still on us, and that's completely broken stuff that's got no fixes in newest patch. And coolest part, enemies will take damage even on their turn, so it's basically like double damage, it's not from 2 to 20, it's actually 4d10 damage. Now just look at this, that's crazy. So 2 goblins dead, let's make another one. And after you use your action on the next turn, if you're Sorcerer from level 1, you can use Magic Flight to just move yourself and basically be completely broken godlike character. You don't need any more levels in Druid or Cleric, so you can continue as Sorcerer to continue your spell slot progression and unlock some cool utility spells like Counter Spell and other stuff that will protect you. But most importantly, when you advance with Sorcerer line, you will get Metamagic Extended Spell. And Extended Spell is insanely powerful metamagic because now you can cast your Sanctuary and Moonbeam as extended spells. What does it mean? The duration will rise up to 2 times, and basically you will be able to use it for 20 turns for just 1 sorcery points. So level 1 spell slot will give you basically invulnerability for 20 turns, and with extended spell you can basically upcast this Moonbeam for 20 turns and recast it with your action for next 20 turns. That's crazy how much value you can get just for 2 sorcery points, and basically destroy anyone in this game. I think it's insanely cool, but let's get another build ready, and you can get it also from the Act 1. And when you arrive to the signpost at Rising Road, you will see this big building which is on fire. That's the waypoint location, Walking's Rest, and coordinates if you're feeling trouble finding the spot. All you need to do right now is to save guys inside. So let's find out if these 2 broken builds still working. Yeah, we will build 2 builds from this building alone. The first item we need locating right behind this broken door on the 2nd floor. And you just need to break this door and save the Floric. She will run, you talk with her and pick the item. The second build will be behind this door, so after you open it, it will blow. And that's really a scary room with electrified steam and a lot of fire, and there's burning chest with some gold, but you're looking for this gilded chest right behind it. So you need to lockpick it, or just take it with you, whatever you like, and get this hammer craft item. After talking with Floric, she will give you option to pick one of the 3 items, if you accept her quest, of course. And you want to accept Spell Sparkler, so that's what we're looking for. So let's talk about this big hammer and our second build. It's completely broken, and I hope it works. I mean, it still works, yeah. So to make this work, we need 1 companion. I need you in my party, bro, let's do it. And the build will come online a little bit later. We want to start as monk, and our stats is not matter at all again. We want high dexterity and high constitution probably, just to being able to have more health just in case we need to take some damage. More dexterity will give us more initiative, more armor class, and I would go with more strength, not for damage, but for more jumping. And we don't need a lot of strength, so we can have like 14 and 10 in wisdom, something like this. So to make the stuff work, we need 2 levels in Monk first, and just for this Step of the Wind action. It's insanely cool action, and you will use bonus action, but here is the funniest part. Step of the Wind dash disengage, disengage not dash, will give you ability to disengage, and jump no longer requires a bonus action. After getting 2 levels in Monk, you can switch to Rogue, and advance 3 levels until you reach Thief subclass. That will give you additional bonus action. And also Rogue got same actions as Monk, like dash, disengage, but we're looking for dash mostly. So dash and then disengage from Monk for unlimited jumps. So how it works? Basically when you equip this hammer, it got special ability, Shockwave. When you jump, you can deal 1d4 thunder damage in radius upon landing, just like that, yeah. But you need to turn on the Shockwave passive, and then you will destroy basically everything when you jump. That's pretty crazy. And there's a bunch of ways how you can buff this build, like with mobile feet, for example, for extra dashing and extra movement speed. And I got complete separate video on this build, you can check it in the description. But here how it works. We need companion. Companion need to be Barbarian, and you want to advance few levels with Barbarian. With Wild Heart subclass at level 3, and Bestial Heart can be basically any. You can just go with any Bestial Heart you like, you don't need to use this companion in fights. And you want to advance to Barbarian level 6. Yeah, Barbarian level 6, that's where the build basically starts to be completely broken, because you will unlock Animal Aspect, and we're going with Aspect of the Beast Elk. You will grant nearby allies extra movement speed. So here how it works. We encounter Githyanki Patrol, which is really fierce warriors. And encountering them with just 2 characters, without any armors and basically almost any weapons, is not a smart idea, right?
Wrong.
So, I will separate my party and put Astarion into stealth mode. And don't forget to turn on aspect of the elk to give 1.5 meters movement speed. Just additional movement speed, that's it. And we see that aspect of the elk is just working on our another character, but when we get a little bit back, we will see how it basically turns off, and then it turns on. Yeah, that's how it works. Now we turned on Shockwave, we just basically going into the fight. So, that's how it works. Basically, we're using Step of the Wind Disengage, and now we're using another bonus action, Cunning Action Dash from Rogue. Now we're doubling our movement speed, getting some movement speed, and also normal dash action. This gives us a lot of movement speed, and now our jump costing no action at all, so we can jump as much as we wish. Every time with Shockwave we will do some damage. That's 4 damage, that probably will be 4 again, it can be from 1 to 4. And basically, if you take a look at our speed, it's basically almost eating 0 movement speed, and we can just destroy enemies like this. But what will happen when speed will turn off? Honestly, we can just run away and reset the fight, or get some distance, make enemies follow us, and on the next turn jump again on them, so something like this. But that's how to make it completely broken. Basically, when you're in position that you're comfortable with, and you will jump from here to left and right, we're taking our companion Astarion and coming right before he will apply his aura. You need to be out of sight, out of combat, but you need to apply this aura of elk, basically. Yeah, aspect of the elk, just applied, and now we're staying over here. So, we got 56 meters right now of movement speed, but if we move left and right few times, as you can see, we got all our movement speed back. That's how it works. Basically, it gives us a lot of movement speed when we're entering this aura. So we're making one jump, and we're losing aspect of the elk. Our movement speed is still 66 meters. We're getting inside, and it's 69 out of 72. We're getting out of this aspect, and we had full movement speed. Basically, I can do it as much as I wish. With increased damage from other items, we can do it a lot faster. So if you enjoy this playstyle and want to destroy every enemy basically in one turn, so we just need one single turn to destroy any enemy in the game with this build, and it still works, it's still completely broken, then you definitely want to check description. But let's check another build. And the next build is probably pretty basic, but still, it's kinda using a little bit of bugs when it's completely measuring the damage output. So from here, from Sigil in under Dark Selenite Outpost, you need to go over here on the ledge, and you will see a bunch of mushrooms with a sword inside. It's Falar Aloof, well-known sword, and you need just to take it by completing some strength or other rolls. And for this build you want to be Sorcerer from level 1, and you can pick any cantrips you like, but you need Magic Missile spell. Your subclass can be again pretty much any subclass you like. You can have fun with wild magic, you can be very powerful with Draconic Bloodline, or have ability to fly with Storm Sorcery. Although I don't recommend Storm Sorcery a lot, because there's better builds with Storm Sorcery basically. And you're going with full Sorcerer with full charisma, basically some standard stats. You don't need intelligence, you need some constitution, some dexterity, and a little bit of wisdom for protection against mind spells. The secret is getting to level 4 when you unlock your feats. For now you're going with Metamagic Twin and Extended Spell, then Quicken Spell to have ability to cast with bonus action your normal spells, and any spells from level 2 that you wish to use. And on level 4, our final feat. That's where the build basically finished, and you can finish this build basically as full Sorcerer, and it will be viable throughout the game. You can even finish the last act with just this build. So, the feat you're looking for is Dual Wielder. Yeah, the feat that will give you ability to wield 2 items that is not supposed to be wielded in offhand. And that's basically what we want to wield. We want to wield the spell Sparkler, which is insanely cool and useful stuff, and whenever you deal damage, it will gain lightning charges, and lightning charges will add damage to your damage, and also will make 1d8 damage when you reach 5 or more charges. And you're reaching 5 charges with just 3 hits basically. The offhand weapon will be Faller Aloof. And basically, Faller Aloof have Faller Aloof melody, you want to cast it with Faller Aloof Shriek. There's two melodies, you want Shriek. What's so broken and how it's supposed to work? So basically, when you use Shriek, you will have this big red aura, and everyone inside this aura will take extra 1d4 thunder damage. So that's how it looks like, and they are affected by this aura. And now every magic missile will deal additional damage. Yeah, extra damage, and this will be extra lightning damage. So it won't be from 6 to 15, it will be a lot more, since we will trigger a lot of lightning damage and a lot of thunder damage at the same time. As you can see in the combat log, basically every magic missile dealing some thunder damage, some lightning damage, but I see only one lightning damage, so maybe this build is fixed a little bit. No, it's not. As you can see, we're still doing basically lightning damage on every instance of the damage and thunder damage, and you can make it even more powerful. Yeah, right now we're doing something around like 40 damage in just one magic hit from magic missile level 1. You can see if we will have this amulet that will upcast it to level 2 for free basically. And that's insanely crazy and insanely powerful stuff. But the damage you can get later in the game even more crazy. So if you dual wielding sorcerer, looking cool and probably very nice. But did Larian fixed another broken build? Let's go to camp and find out. So first of all, the build itself. Since I don't have separate video for this exact build, that's how I would play it. So I will go with fighter with dual wielding fighting style, two-weapon fighting basically. Abilities will focus around strength, so we want to have less intelligence, less wisdom, 0 charisma basically, like 8 charisma of course is the 0, and we want to have 16 constitution, 14 dexterity and 17 strength. You can switch dexterity and constitution depending on which armor you like, so if you're wielding medium armors you can go with higher dexterity, but I would go with just heavy armor honestly. And then basically we're leveling fighter until level 5. On level 2 we don't need to pick any stuff, but on level 3 we need to pick our subclass. It could be champion if you wish, just some pretty like straightforward killing machine. And yeah, definitely if you want to just chill and destroy everyone, champion is for you. But we can go with battle master of course for more variability and pick something like disarming strike to disarm our enemies, trip attack to make them prone probably, or pushing attack to push them back. Also precision attack is very nice when you need to actually hit, because you will add your superiority dice to your attack rolls. The feat at level 4 will be just completely something that will increase your damage like dramatically, and the build actually starts from level 4 or even level 3, but level 4 is a crazy level, and you want to go with Savage Attacker. Yeah, Savage Attacker feat level, like first feat Savage Attacker. When making melee weapon attacks, you roll damage dice twice and use the highest results. Basically, you will roll a lot of damage dice when you're doing melee weapon attacks, and this will increase our damage a lot. Level 5 gives us extra attack, and level 6 gives us additional feat. We don't need a lot of feats, but we want to have high chances to hit, so +2 into strength will be a nice addition right now. And now we need to make decision. You can continue as fighter, or you can actually switch to rogue right now. I would switch to rogue with this exact build, and basically you want 3 levels in rogue just to get ability to use dash as bonus action from level 2. That's not the biggest stuff that we will get, but Thief will give us extra bonus action and we will need it. So then again, it depends on what you like, but I would go with level 7 like fighter to get more maneuvers, and menacing attack is really nice. Other stuff is not really useful, so you can pick whatever you like. And as I told you, I really would go with some heavy armor on this build. That's why I will go with heavy armor master as my second feat to reduce damage I take when someone hits me basically. And on the last level we can go for one more level in fighter for more health, or we can switch to rogue for even more health because we can unlock feat, and it can be tough feat that will give us considerably crazy amount of health. So yeah, Honor mode, 132 health on final level without any buffs is insane. But now, what's the point of this build? Yeah, we can hit left and right, what's the point? Idea is simple, you want as much on hit damage as possible. So something like Birdmother's Revenge on you, Caustic Band that will give you more acid damage on hit. And for example, Colors Glow Rings that will do additional damage to eliminating creatures, and you just need to have light on one of your weapons or just like on any of your gear. Add Helldusk Gloves to the party for extra fire damage, Horns of the Berserk and other stuff, and basically you're done. You're like insanely overpowered character. But what weapons you need to use? So that's the trick. We need to talk with wizards about hirelings and recruit pretty much any hireling you like. The fastest one will be Denton, because you don't need to respec him, and all you want from this hireling is to just level him up as Druid, and that's basically how it works. When you reach level 3 as Druid, you will have this awesome spell, so let's find out. The spell is called Flame Blade, and I got completely crazy Flame Blade build for you, but this one is different. I got non-bug build, so without any bugs and like abuses. This one will use this bug, and I don't know if it's fixed or not. Basically, when you summon this blade, it will stay with you for 10 turns. That's it. 3d6 fire damage. Insane for level 3, but for 10 turns, it looks like it's pretty fair stuff. The thing is, basically when you attack with this blade, let me just show you, it's immune to fire damage. So, that's how this blade attacks. Basically, it's using your wisdom modifier when it hits. It depends on your wisdom. But if you talk with wizards and ask him to dismiss a hireling, basically, it is done in a second. Now we need to recruit a hireling again, recruit Denton, and here we are. The Denton himself, and now he gets this blade in his hand. This blade is different because it got no timer and you can use it indefinitely basically, but it will change the power. It will change attack roll. So right now, as you can see, we're using only proficiency because this blade right now will use only our strength. And that's good when you're playing fighter, when you're using strength. Just look at this stuff. Basically, we're adding strength modifier to our damage rolls, to our attack rolls, and we're doing crazy amount of damage. The funniest part, you can do it basically 2 times. And have dual wielding fire demolisher. When you level up, you can upcast this stuff per 2 levels, so you can spawn this awesome flame blade as level 6 spell, and you will get 5d6 fire damage from this stuff alone. By the way, if you worry about gold when you're doing this, you can just sneak behind wizards and pickpocket all your gold back, so yeah, don't worry too much. And also you can drop these blades on the ground. This means you can use regular blade from Act 2 to use Draconic Elemental Weapon, and buff these blades with Sorcerer with Twin Spell, so 2 weapons will be lighted up with fire, with weapon enchantment, and will be really powerful. Right now it's reading like 17 to 45 damage, but in reality it's a lot more, and also a lot more when you're using your menacing attacks. One single menacing attack can do up to 60 damage, and yeah, we can do 2 attacks with our action and 2 attacks with our bonus actions. This means we can do basically 4 attacks in 1 turn, and the damage is pretty like crazy. Especially if we hit, and we did. 1 shot, 1 kill. That's pretty crazy stuff. Also, it's looking like a really deadly, insane character in my opinion. And that was 4 builds that you can get up just from Act 1 itself. That's crazy how much damage you can inflict and how powerful you can be. But let's get to Act 2 and see how powerful we can be over there. So, while all these builds will be really powerful in Act 2 and so on, you can get some pretty like fancy stuff over here. And that's the Moonrise Towers in Act 2, where we're going right now. And this build will work especially if you don't like to use a lot of bugs. So, it should be completely viable in the game, and we will find out is it still working. So, you can go as complete Sorcerer, just 100 Sorcerer levels, and that's it. Or you can go with Warlock and get just few levels in Sorcerer later on. And as with all my other builds, I got separate for this one, make sure to take a look in the description. So, base idea is simple again. You're going to, for example, with Warlock, you want to have high Charisma and some Dexterity and Constitution, depending on what you like more Initiative or more Health. And same with Sorcerer, so basically same stats. Pick any spells like skills you like. With Warlock, of course, it will be Eldritch Blast. and maybe Hex user, so Cantrip Destroyer, or call it however you like. Full Sorcerer is a little bit better choice, of course. And seeds, we are in the up 2, and you will be around like level 7 right now. Let's make a build for level 7. So right now I'm 5 levels in Warlock, and I'm just starting a Sorcerer with, for example, Storm Sorcery, just to be able to fly with bonus action just in case. With Metamagic Extended, and also like any other spell you like. With Warlock Deep in Pact, we can use Cold Lightning or Haste, and that's pretty cool spells we unlock if you go in Pact of the Tome. It's concentration spells, so they will replace your Hex, but it doesn't matter, because that's how the build will look like. And the main idea behind the build itself. When you enter Moonrise Towers, turn to the right side, and here is the Lantarf Trader. Basically, you need to trade with him, and he will always trade some potions of Angelic Reprieve. You can, of course, like, steal them, or you can buy them, like, whatever you like. So, I'm buying these potions and lotions, and giving them to my mage, sorcerer, warlock, or whatever class you choose. As you can see, he got only 2 potions, but it's really easy to replenish. You just need to have hireling, or like, don't worry about your respecting, and just level up your character. So press on level up, advance 1 level further, and before leveling up again, speak with the trader, and basically he will have refreshed shop, so you can buy more potions. Like this, you can insanely fast get as much potions as you like. He always will have 2 potions like this. And now how it works. Right now we get only 2 sorcery points, which gives us ability from time to time to use like Quicken spell if you advance a little bit. So yeah, that's why with full build you want to pick 1 more level in Sorcerer and get this Quicken spell, so you get the ability to cast with bonus action, and spells like Hold Person and other stuff. And the biggest problem, Warlock got limited spell slots, Sorcerer got limited spell slots, but no more. So, in case everything is working correctly, as intended, or probably not, you will have create sorcery points action. And you want to create sorcery points from Warlock spell slots. So, it's level 3's Warlock spell slots will be consumed to gain 3 sorcery points. Just like this. 1 and 2. We get 9 sorcery points, and by using Potion of Angelic Reprieve, we will refresh all spell slots from level 1 and level 2. It's just in the description. You will regain all 1st and 2nd level spell slots, but also you will get benefits of short rest. So we can create sorcery points from level 2, and of course from level 1 spell slots from Sorcerer at the same time. And just like that, just in a few seconds, we get our sorcery points up to 17 right now. That's pretty crazy stuff. And now all I need to do is to click this 1 potion, and from the Act 2 we can have Sorcerer or Warlock with basically unlimited spell slots, probably. You just need to wait like 10 seconds from time to time and refresh all spell slots, because Warlock spell slots refresh on short rest, while these spell slots will refresh from Potion of Angelic Reprieve. And we can have like 30 sorcery points in a few seconds again, and basically cast a lot of stuff. With this Warlock, for example, you can use Hacks on your enemies. They will take additional damage from your Eldritch Blasts, and you can cast your Eldritch Blast with bonus action later, because you got this awesome like Quicken spell stuff. You can use Twin spell, so you can like destroy multiple targets at the same time. But as you can see, we got not really high chance to hit with our Hold Person, for example. And that's not a big problem actually, because unlimited spell slots means the build kinda works, and you can have these unlimited spell slots as Warlock and Sorcerer from the Act 2. You want to go to the Last Light Inn and go into this place where Demon will work at the blacksmiths, and here will be the Strange Ox. So just look in the cow and you will get the next really cool and insanely powerful item for you. So, right inside the Ox there is Head of Fire Acuity, and you will gain Fire Acuity when you deal fire damage, and this will give you 1 bonus to attack rolls and spell difficulty class. So just equip it, and here we are. All you want to do right now is to use your Scorching Ray and basically deal some damage. So that's what we are doing, and since it can be upcasted from Warlock spell slots, you can do up to like 6 rays at the same time. But honestly, you just need 5. because every ray that hits the enemy will give you arcane equity up to 10, and you can see it over here. And 10 arcane equity means basically you can do whatever you like from now on. Maybe you just don't like some of these guys, and that's why I like Warlock. Basically, you're using your Warlock spell slot, and you will have 95% chance on most enemies to hit with this spell. In reality, you can get up to 100% chance if you get more spell difficulty class items on yourself. I'm right now without any items, and that's 100% hit chance with our spell. All we need to do later is to use our quicken spell and just cast more scorching rays of level 2 from Sorcerer, just for fun, or to replenish the stacks to 100% critical strike chance, or continue using our cantrips the next turns and with charisma destroy our enemies for some crazy and nasty damage with a lot of critical hits. Just don't forget you need to stay close to land a critical hit, and that's how it looks like. Pretty crazy and pretty broken. But there's one more really crazy build you can get in this act, and I'm sure it will work because the previous one worked completely fine. So, to get the next build, you need to complete one quest, and this quest is pretty easy. You just need to find House of Healing, and if you saved Tieflings in Act 1, you can do this quest to help Arabella find her parents. You need to be pretty, nice guy to Arabella. You don't need to tell her what you found instantly. But then when you finish your quest, you will get Shadow Blade Ring, and that's pretty fun ring that gives you nice ability to summon Shadow Blade basically. It's 2d6 psychic damage blade. It's concentration, bonus action, and you can cast it once per short rest, so basically enemies can break your concentration and you will completely lose this blade. Still, blade is pretty cool and it will use your strength modifier or dexterity, so you can do pretty nice damage with it, and it looks really fun. You can't even see it, but you can cast light and you will find out that it's pretty basic short sword in reality. So that's the fun stuff about this blade. Still, why psychic damage is cool? Because it's one of the least resistant damage in the game. Not a lot of enemies will have resistance to psychic damage, and it's pretty rare stuff. This problem again, you need to wear this ring, and only like this you can wear this blade. Still, we can have help from Denton again. Give him this ring, and then summon Shadow Blade with Denton. So, making completely same interaction like we did before, talking with wizards, dismissing our hireling, and recruiting him back. Now he gets this Shadow Blade that can be transferred and not requiring any concentration at all. Pretty broken, crazy, and extra powerful blade. Still, as you can see, we can have a lot more powerful Flame Blade right now. It will be 46 at these levels instead of 2d8, which is pretty much more powerful. So why do we need Shadow Blade? First of all, I would say we need 2 Shadow Blades, at least. I would honestly equip whole party with Shadow Blades and just destroy this game with full fighter lineup. And for this build I got a Paladin build that doing completely crazy amounts of damage while being pretty protected, and that's insane, but still. We got 2 Shadow Blades right now, we are dual wielding as you can see, and they're doing pretty nasty damage. But when you're finishing this act, you need to explore a last area that you will find before the last boss in Colony. I won't name the colony, but you will understand. And you will find Resonance Stone inside the colony. It will lie just on the table, you need to complete some puzzles, but it's pretty weird stuff. Probably you don't even need to complete puzzles to get the stone. All nearby creatures will have Steeped in Bliss. Basically, you will have advantage on physical checks and disadvantage on mental saving throws, and also vulnerable to psychic damage. So that's the craziest part. And yeah, you can get it basically in Act 3, because it's the last area before the finish of this act, but making enemies vulnerable to this damage means it's basically double damage. And also it will be applied to all our skills and other stuff. So, Menacing Attack will do extra psychic damage, Rogues will do extra damage with sneak attacks, and that's basically how it looks like. We can do up to 78 damage with this sneak attack, but that's not it. In reality, we can use this stuff to do even more damage, and basically that's the damage, 46. And while dual wielding, basically we can do a lot of attacks so in one single turn, and as you can see, damage is completely broken even right now. There's actually a bunch of extra stuff you can bump on this build and basically get insane results. I would slap Strange Conduit Ring on this build by having something to concentrate on, and it could be something like Dark Justicia Half Plate or any other armor that will give us like some spells that we can concentrate, like Shar's Aegis right now, Caustic Band, heal ourselves to activate Koga Amulet, and now just look at this. So the damage is just like completely insane, but Undead's not affected by this stone, don't forget. So that's the fun part. Basically you can even not understand how powerful the stone before you enter to the Act 3, since a lot of enemies in last area is Undeads actually. But who cares, because normal guys will just take crazy amounts of damage. You will one-shot almost whole Act 3, and they will just cry when they see you. That's insane. 48 one single hit, just crazy. Oh my goodness. So as you can see, not everything is fixed, or basically none of this stuff. I really thank Larian for this, because I guess it's really fun and awesome builds to play with if you know how to make them. And nothing wrong with slight bugs like this. So make sure to watch other cool videos on the screen right now, and all these builds fully in the description if you need them. See you in the next videos, guys.